So this is a selection of different ways of moving mindfully, a chance to try out a bunch of different ways of moving in quite ordinary ways or quite unusual ways. The movement itself isn't the important thing, but the mindfulness, bringing your whole awareness and attention to the fact that your body is moving, whether that's moving a small part or moving your whole body, and paying attention to how that feels, what feels good, what your body wants to do more of, which things regulate you, calm you down, which things up-regulate you and make you feel more alive, and which things don't feel good, and which things you don't want to repeat. And the important thing is choosing to pay attention to what's happening and responding to that. As with any mindfulness practice, I'm going to offer up a series of suggestions, none of which are instructions. If anything isn't a good fit for you, your body, the circumstances you're in right now, don't do it. Be responsive to what you need right now in this moment. So starting by making sure you're in a safe and comfortable place, that you can move freely, that you have privacy, that you don't feel self-conscious or that you need to limit what you're doing. And taking a moment to kind of settle into your body. So check your posture, make sure you're comfortable. If you need to kind of take a deep breath, are you warm enough? Just taking a moment, if it helps to take a deep breath, to kind of settle into your body, then doing that. And taking a moment, just staying still or moving in a aimless way, if that's how your body naturally sits, to be moving or swaying slightly. Closing your eyes if it helps you to pay attention and you feel safe to do that, or gazing off into the distance if that's easier. And taking a moment just tuning in to your body. Paying attention to the ways your body naturally wants to move. Noticing whether stillness feels safe and comfortable, like a relief, like a rest, or whether stillness feels effortful and difficult, and whether your body feels like it wants to be moving. And if you feel the urge to move, as best you can, not going with that urge just yet, but noticing. Do you feel impatient? Is it your mind that wants to move? Are you bored already? You want to go do something different? Does your body feel restless? Is it a whole body restlessness where you want to get up and move around? Or is it a twitchy, fidgety hands or feet kind of restlessness? Taking a moment, just tuning in to what your body is talking to you about, what it's asking for, how it feels right now. And then tuning into some part of that. If you don't feel a particular urge, then pick a movement. If you do feel an urge, then going with that. And that might be an urge to move in your seat, to sway, to twist, to rock. It might be an urge to fidget, to pick something up, to move your hands or feet around. But picking a movement and going with it. And as best you can, bringing the whole focus of your attention to that movement, how it feels to be moving in that way. Really zooming your attention in on those physical sensations. How does your body feel to be moving? If you're touching furniture or other objects, noticing those sensations. Inevitably, that attention gets disrupted, interrupted by thoughts, by sounds, by self-consciousness, by our mind's commentary on what we're doing. When you notice that happening, because it will happen, as best you can, just directing your attention back to where you want it to be. Unhooking from whatever it is that's distracted you and coming back to that sensation that you're focusing on. And you're welcome to keep continuing with whatever movement it is that you're doing. But I'm going to invite you specifically to bring your attention to moving your hands right now. And to find the ways in which your hands would like to move. And bringing your attention into noticing those movements. And it may be that your hands just want to move in the same way as each other but separately. Maybe you want to move just one hand. Maybe they want to come into contact with each other. Maybe they want to move in quite big ways or in quite small, subtle ways. But as best you can, just allowing them to move and keeping your attention on them. Noticing how it feels. Noticing what feels good. Noticing what you want to repeat. Getting engrossed in that. Maybe watching what it looks like to see your hands moving. Maybe noticing the sensory feedback that you get from them touching each other. As best you can, being really absorbed in that experience. Paying your full attention to that movement and all the many forms of sensory feedback that you get from that. When you notice your mind wandering, if you notice judgment, criticism, commentary, or just distraction. As soon as you notice it, as best you can, letting go of it and coming back to listening to your body telling you about itself. If you get tired, taking a rest. If you've had your hands raised and your arms are tired, laying your hands down in your lap. Starting and stopping the movements, repeating or changing. Just playing, exploring. When you're ready, I invite you to move on from that to bringing your attention to your posture. Noticing how your spine is. Do you want to straighten your back up a little bit? Notice how that affects you, how you feel in your brain and your body. Or allowing yourself to relax, to lean back into the place where you're sitting or lying, to stand in a less upright way, to drop your shoulders or to pull them back. Again, not looking for a particular right answer, but trying things out and seeing how each one of them sits with you. Finding what your body wants and feels comfortable with. Listening to your body's feedback and responding to it. You might find it helpful to take in a deep breath as you adjust your posture. If you're straightening up, you might like to do that on an in-breath. If you're relaxing your posture, you might like to time that with an out-breath. And I invite you now to notice if you'd like to move into any kind of whole body movement. And again, that might be rocking, it might be twisting, it might be standing up, it might be sitting or lying down. Experimenting with rocking and seeing how that feels in your body. Maybe noticing stories that come up in your head about whether or not you're allowed to do that, how it looks to other people who aren't even there in the room with you, but they're in your head. As best you can, noticing when your attention has gone to those thoughts and bringing it back to this body right now, this experience right now of moving in this way. You might like to try moving your arms or legs. Maybe try shaking your arms, shaking your feet, stretching, standing up, moving around, stretching as high as you can or flopping right down to the ground, jumping or skipping, pacing. If you have any yoga or stretching practices that you do, you could experiment with doing them in this mindful way, bringing your full attention to your body, to how it feels to be moving in those ways, to whether or not it's what your body wants to be doing right now. Experiment with speed. If you're, for example, stretching, try speeding it up and seeing how that feels. Try slowing right down, all the way down, painfully slowly, and noticing how it feels to be moving in that different way from usual. Coming back to a stiller or more consistent posture. That might be coming back to sitting or lying or standing. Maybe rocking, maybe stillness. Maybe still fidgeting your hands or your feet if that feels good right now. And with your attention scanning your whole body, checking in with your head, your throat, your heart, your breathing, your abdomen, your arms, your legs. How does everything feel now you've been moving around? Do you feel calmed and soothed, like you want to rest right now? Or do you feel activated and full of energy, like you'd like to do more, like you'd like to go do something else? Do you feel tired? Do you feel energized? There's not a right answer, but the process is listening to your body and paying attention to what your body would like to tell you right now about what it needs, how it feels, and learning to trust that you will listen to that and you will respond to it, and as best you can, that you will meet your body's needs. And finishing up by taking a moment to gather your attention back into the present. Again, that might be helpful with a deep breath in and out, or if the breath doesn't work well for you, maybe just bringing your hands together and bringing your attention to your hands, or just visually to a spot in front of you somewhere in the room. And making a plan of how you're going to go and meet your body's needs right now. Do you need a drink? Do you need to relax? Do you need to go and do something? Do you need to continue with some of the movements you've been trying? And knowing that your body is always with you. At any moment you can return to tuning into those signals and to making those movements in the ways that work for